This is an action-packed video. There are 3 sections. If you need to break it into sections, please feel free to do so. It is best, however, if you complete all of one section at the same time.
Hi, I'm Katie White, and I am a creatively fit coach, and I have designed a program that you are going to love. And we're going to create a path to joy that looks just like that one behind me. Cleared out, easy to see, easy to walk, and made just for you, by you. What do you need in order to join me on this journey? You just need an awareness of what you feel brings you joy. Oh, and you also need to be aware of the obstacles to that joy, because sometimes isn't that what just keeps us from it? So we're going to look at the design of joy and the design of the path to joy, which is one in which we stitch and weave our story into one that is worthy of celebration. Bright and beautiful, colorful, and joyful. So, welcome to the first part of designing joy into your life. What I want you to do first is close your eyes and just walk with me on a journey of joy through your life. So close your eyes and take a deep breath. In through your nose. And out through your mouth. Take one more deeper breath this time. And blow it out. Just keep your eyes closed, and I'm going to take you on a journey of where joy has resided in your life. I want you to go back in time to when you were a child, into a time that you can remember being absolutely innocently joyful. Picture the age that you're at. Pick an age from 0 to 10. And picture that joy in your life. What did it feel like? What were you doing? What did you hear? Who were you with? What were you doing? And who were you being in that moment? Look around in those ages from 0 to 10 and see if you find any other times you were joyful, and just bring that time to mind. Again, go through the sensory pieces of it. What did you see? What did you feel? What did you hear? What were you holding or touching? Who were you being? Who were you with? What were you doing? Recall that feeling of joy and pull one of those images or both of them into your heart and just expand your heart with that feeling of joy. Keep taking deep breaths and just breathe that joy in and give thanks for that feeling of joy. Move on up through the decades from 10 to 20, times of joy you might have felt. Feel your feet on the floor where you are right now. Feel your legs supported by whatever it is you're sitting on. that you're supported and loved and present in this body as you explore joy. Keep breathing deeply and feel that joy enter your lungs, your heart, and breathe it out through your whole body. Move on up through the decades from 20 to 30. What brought you joy? It could have been a moment or an experience or some complete years where you were surrounded in joy. The coming togethers of families, the friendships, children that may have surrounded you, pets, hobbies, vacations, and just continue on up through the decades and capture those joyful moments. What was it that brought you joy? I want you to take one more deep breath and integrate all of that joy throughout your body, from your head down to your lungs and your heart, down through your abdomen and your solar plexus and your root, down to your legs and knees and feet. And slowly open your eyes and come back to present. Okay, now we are going to transfer over to the canvas, and I want you to pick 2 or 3 colors that bring you joy every time you see them, and I want you to add white also to that palette. And I will see you at the canvas. Take a deep breath and think about all of those things that brought me joy in our outside meditation. We're going to stitch together and design a beautiful showpiece symbol of joy. So we're just writing down words that remind us of that. And this is all going to be underneath several more layers. So you have no need to worry that somebody will see this or ask you to interpret something. This is here for you. This is the inspiration level. This is the pouring your heart on the canvas level. So if you think about the word joy, it goes beyond happiness. Joy fills your heart and comes out into the rest of your body. It fills you with this beautiful energy and emotion. And so that's what we want to capture on this canvas, are those things that have brought you there. You can see words in every direction. And the more I do this, the more I am amazed at how the little things come up. It's the little things that bring me joy, but it's also concepts, not things. It's the concept of freedom, the concept of empowerment, the concept of connection. So look around your canvas and feel around your canvas and the things you captured here. And they might be like mine, all covered up, and that's okay because you're still going to see them and know them and remember them. So I told you trees was the first word I wrote. Trees brought me freedom and safety and perspective. Freedom, safety, perspective. Are those joyful? For me, they are. Gosh, I can't feel joy without safety. What concepts are you seeing that come up? Mine come down to freedom, safety, wonder, perspective. And sometimes when we're at a point in our lives that we're stuck in trigger mode or we're stuck in obstacles, we don't see the things that truly bring us joy. And so what I want you to do is I just want you to spend some time with this canvas in a place that you can see it. And I want you to just think on these concepts and the empowerment of these concepts towards your expression of joy or toward your feeling of joy. And I just want you to revel in all of the things that you find that bring you joy. And if you have trouble with this, private message me and I can help walk you through finding those pieces of joy. So I understand those obstacles to feeling joy, but I'm here to help you design a life that stitches in, that weaves in those pieces of acceptance that you are surrounded by joy, and or for the opportunity for joy, and how to find it in little moments. We're going to be spending 2 minutes writing the obstacles that we can think of when we look at that joy we captured. What was the obstacle to feeling that? But what came through for me in the end, and it's so interesting because I'm working on this in dream therapy, and disappointment keeps coming up. Disappointment of what? I thought disappointment of, or the fear of disappointment. That's been a big thing in my life. So I've got time, fear, money, and then I went back up and put times 100, probably times 1,000,000. Persecution, judgment, failure, abuse, trauma, anger, embarrassment, space, time. Soul-sucking responsibilities, soul-sucking job, responsibilities, being trapped, being grounded, and not in a good way. Those early years, I spent a lot of time grounded. I must have not been a very good follower of rules at times, huh? No way through, misunderstandings, and I just said that, and I'm going to put rules. Rules are obstacles. Gosh. Oh. So now I want you to look at your list. I'm going to look at my list, and I'm going to pick something safe, something I've overcome, and I know how I overcame it, and something safe, something that's not going to trigger me, because this objective of this activity is not to trigger you. It's just to identify that as many ways as there are joy, sometimes there are obstacles to that joy, and yet we accomplish them, right? Yeah. I'm not going to go for the big one, fear of disappointment, because I'm not sure that I'm not still in that. So I'm going to pick lack of trust and lack of trust in myself. So I want you to identify which one you have overcome, and you know how you overcame it. You've already overcome it, so there's no reason to use it as an obstacle for this activity that we're using. It doesn't mean it doesn't come back up, because I still sometimes have lack of trust in my abilities, but I know how to get over it. I know what to do. So that's what I want you to pick, something that you know there's an obstacle, but you know what to do to get around that obstacle for yourself. You're going to need your list of obstacles. I'm going to fold mine in half, recall the obstacle that we circled. Mine was lack of trust of myself. And begin enumerating the ways or the strategies that you used to employ an eradication of that obstacle. So mine was lack of trust of myself. So what I did was to enumerate my successes, to just literally sit down and write a list of the things that I'd done right. I also wrote people's names that I knew had faith in me and knew I could do it. And then I went on a walk through my life and I just looked at all the things I've accomplished. Becoming a teacher, which I swore I'd never do. Loving teaching, developing friendships in teaching, not only with the parents and the teachers, but also lifelong relationships with my students. A great feeling of joy every time I saw kids succeed at something that we did together. So others' successes around me, I had to practice, sit back, take stock of what I'd done, practice, sit back, take stock in what I'd done, reevaluate, take a step back, and then I would start showing my work to other people and saying, I like this. Here's what I like about it. What do you see? That's that practice. Go for support from other people. I'm not asking for criticism. I'm asking, what do you like? I'm asking for support. So I learned how to baby step, trust myself with others' support. So take all the time you need, pause the video, and write down the things that you did to overcome that obstacle. Okay. Now we're going to take that obstacle and we're going to turn it into a mental piece of art. Great big wall-sized mural, brightest colors you can imagine. Mine says, trust myself. That is my biggest obstacle. And now I'm going to add a loud, heavy metal banging soundtrack to my obstacle. Trust myself! I can't trust myself! Trust myself! You get the idea, right? So then, what we're going to do, this giant mural blaring so loud at us. Turn the noise down. So now you can't even hear that soundtrack playing in your head. Next thing you're going to do is take the button that is right next to the volume. Guess what? That controls color. Turn that bright color down into all gray and white. Take all that color away. Take that power away. Turn it down into just grays and whites. We're just going to see those colors fading, taking the power away. Then we're going to shrink and drag that photo from the wall size down, down, down into a postage stamp size. You can just click and drag on those edges. Take a deep breath and take the power back from that message, from that obstacle. And shrink, shrink it to the size of a postage stamp. Once you have it in your hand, you're going to place it into a beautiful velvet bag. Tie it up, double knot it, and place it into the attic of your imagination. Because we don't need that obstacle anymore. We have learned to overcome that obstacle. And now we're going to transmute it into something beautiful by using the energy of the earth, fire, to burn it into ash.
we're going to take this list of obstacles and in a safe manner, we're going to set it ablaze, spreading the flame. But I have this vessel here to capture the ashes because we're going to use these ashes. And then we'll start with our next phase in video 2. We're going to begin a freedom layer.